Hey everybody, Kelly Engineering here. Welcome to episode 28 of Ragnamod 5. In between episodes, I was busy. I caught my chickens working overtime, and I got enough materials in order to make 3 of the resource miners and 3 of the ore miners. And they've been going for, I don't know, these new ones have been going for about an hour now, and I actually moved the original ones over one so I could make this setup. I'll explain it later. But I have, 49 prosperity ore, 14 erodium, 20 mica, and all of the mica that I was using for these lunar solar panels. This was this was quite a bit of resources as well. But everything is hooked up to a lunar and a solar, and I just got them working overtime for me. One thing that I'm really hoping to have by the end of this episode is enough erodium in order to upgrade one of my upgrade the resource miner. No. Either the resource or the ore miner to a tier 2, or actually, you know what? Better yet, I'm hoping I can get enough erodium in order to make the crystal lens. Crystal lens. So this crystal lens right here, crystal laser lens, what it helps me do is it actually increases my chance to get more erodium. So if I want to get the tier 2 stuff, getting this crystal lens is definitely going to be good for me. The crystal lens can be put in each ore miner, and it will increase the chance of getting the next tier up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to wait for enough erodium in order to make the crystal laser lens. But what this is over here is in preparation for all of the capacitors that I'm going to have to make. I have pulverized coal being made. So I have a coal and a flint chicken going into these sag mills right now. So the flint is just helping me gain resources. There was a comment in the previous video about the fact that I didn't go over that flint should be in here to increase. If you hold shift, you see that sag mill flint acts as a sag mill grinding ball. So I get 120% increase on the outputs, bonus output 125%, and power usage is 85%. So I'm not using as much power when I use the flint. So I didn't go over that. In the version of Ender.io I'm used to, flint is pretty useless, and you just getting better grinding balls is the way to go. So I wasn't really using it. There's an infinity grinding ball now. Oh, that's amazing. 500% power use 1. Oh, geez. But later on in the episode, what I'm going to do is, now that my factory is done, I'm going to make a whole bunch of Rube Goldberg machines, just overly complicated machines that serve no purpose, just serve a singular purpose, which is just the way that I like my machines. So this one is needlessly complicated as well, but I have 2 sag mills. I have disabled the outputs on the sides here, and I'm just using item conduits. So it's accepting items from the roosts over here, and then it's just taking items out and putting them in the chests. I have a filter right here that's trashing all of the sulfur because I don't need sulfur, and I have a chicken for sulfur, so I'm not worried about that. And then over here, this is extracting flint and coal, and it's not going to be extracting anything else. Correction, inserting the flint in the coal, because otherwise it would try to insert the sulfur, I believe. Sulfur could be sagged. Regardless, I put the filters in there just because. But it's a needlessly complicated machine, and I can probably get it down to a couple blocks if I really want to. But that's what I did in between episodes. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to get into Industrial Foregoing this episode. I've already made the manual, which was it was super easy to make. Just a piece of paper and a piece of wood, any piece of wood. You get the manual. So the first thing that we got to do is we have to make a tree fluid extractor and a latex processing unit. Those are easy enough to make. I already have all the materials here. And first, the tree fluid extractor. Nothing out of the ordinary here. But I got that, and I also have the latex processing unit. So you see that there are multiple ways that you can make this, and it all comes down to the frame that you have to use. You have steel casing for mechanism, machine frame, thermal, Tesla core machine case. So Industrial Foregoing, a lot of it does rely on the Tesla core stuff. So this is the one that's there by default. And then you have a simple machine chassis from Ender.io. I elected to use the machine frame because it is the simplest one to make. Just requires tin, glass, and iron. If you decided to use the where'd you go? If you decide to use the Tesla core library, it requires an entire block of redstone. So if you're early in a pack and you want to get into Industrial Foregoing, a block of redstone may be a little too expensive. So that's why I use the thermal, just hypothetical as if I was earlier in the series than I was. But yeah, using the machine frame, going to make that latex processing unit. Boom, right there. So now that I have these two, I need to find a way to get these things powered, which is why I wanted all of the... Oh yeah, that's another thing I did in between episodes. I didn't go over this. Grains of Infinity seeds are now 10, 10, 10, and I have a lot of Grains of Infinity. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through the process of making the photovoltaic cells from Ender.io because they give quite a bit of power. I have all of the materials necessary to make them now. And yeah, they're going to give me the best bang for my buck and not take up too much space like the environmental tech ones over there. So yeah, I'm going to go make those up. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just sieving some of the nether quartz ore up to get myself some nether quartz. Also, in between episodes, I threw in all of the silence gems ore that I was getting from my void ore miner, and yeah, threw them in. So, unfortunately, the Tech Reborn ores override the silence ores when it comes to creating gems. So the Tech Reborn gems, despite working with silence gems, can also go into a sag mill as well. I had this all on auto, so I have sapphire, ruby, and peridot dust, which I don't want. And yeah, that is unfortunate. Also, why isn't green sapphire going in? Green sapphire, yeah, it can be smelted, be pulverized. It can go in the alloy smelter so everything else can go into a sag mill, but this has to go into an alloy smelter. That's weird. Regardless, I am going through and grabbing all of this nether quartz as quick as I can because the second that, yeah, I'm going to have the same problem that I had with the Tech Reborn. If I leave any nether quartz in here, it's going to go right into the sag mill again and give me crushed quartz, which I do not want. I'm trying to make some fused glass. There we go. There we go. Alright, I'm trying to make some fused glass into the alloy smelter. Right now I have regular glass being made for my photovoltaic cells because I need daylight sensors. So I need a lot of glass for that and a lot of nether quartz. And you know what? I could have used my nether quartz chicken. Regardless, this is what I'm doing right now. And yeah, just a precautionary tale. Be careful when you have stuff auto going into your sag mills because anything else that can go in there, such as the nether quartz, will immediately go back in and create the wrong stuff for you. So actually, what does netherrack make in a sag mill? Alloy smelter, sag mill. Oh, it just makes sulfur, whatever. Alright, it was quite the challenge, but I finally got enough gold. Gold was actually the limiting factor to make 6 stacks of photovoltaic cells. So now that I have the photovoltaic cells, my bad, but enough gold to make the energetic alloy necessary to make the vibrant and the vibrant ingots and the double layer capacitors for the octadic capacitors. But now that I have the octadic capacitors, I can make my vibrant photovoltaic cells. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually attach this over here to the latex processing unit. I just laid stuff down earlier in order to see how things would look. This is obviously going to change when I move it into the building that it is designated for, but with the tree fluid extractor, and it's actually quite a bit of the Industrial Foregoing machines, but whenever you place it, the business end of the machine is going to be facing away from you. That's not going to be the case with the latex processing unit. The latex processing unit gets placed in front of you. But you can see the tree fluid extractor doesn't require any sort of power whatsoever. So I'm going to place a roost here. I'm going to fill that roost with a log chicken. Then with some item conduits, I'm just going to... Oh yeah, actually that was... I need to get a placer of some sort. That's no problem. What it's going to do is the logs are going to get placed right here. And yeah, when they get placed, the tree fluid extractor will start doing its business and start making the latex. I'm going to feed that latex with the fluid conduit into the latex processing unit, and that is what I'm going to supply the power to. There we go. It's already filling with power. So this is not a multi-block structure. When I say multi-block, the vibrant photovoltaic cells are not multi-block, so I can't place one here. Oh my word, I can. Did that always used to be the case? I cannot honestly recall. Well, that is good because now I have 640. Wow. All right. But I'm not gonna need that much power. So it is a multi-block structure now. Dang. I wish I could remember whether or not that was always the case. I recall placing a bunch of photovoltaic cells from Ender.io and then putting Ender energy conduits underneath all of them because that was necessary in order to get the power to go. Well, I just had a look at the wiki, and apparently, yeah, it has always been a multi-block structure. So I don't know where my brain is. I don't know where my brain's been. Regardless, I have the I have this machine powered, so all I have to do is actually just like attach a sink and make sure that water is constantly pumping in here. The latex will go in here, and it will create me dry rubber balls. So I'm going to go get the placer and the conduits, and yeah, I'm just going to set all of this up. All right, here we are. Awesome. So I just put a lever on this block placer from Open Blocks because it requires a redstone signal in order to place anything. Got my roost feeding the wood into it. This is, yep, definitely working. It is making me the latex, and the latex is going into, boom, there we go. Latex is going into the latex processing unit. Once it reaches 70 millibuckets, it will make a tiny dry rubber for me. But on the back here, I actually have Ender fluid conduits going in here. If I had used the pressurized fluid conduits, then, yeah, that would not have worked because pressurized fluid conduit can only have one liquid going through it at a time. So the Ender fluid conduits, as you can see there, is instant fluid teleportation and allows multiple fluids to be transported on the same line. So since I have my fluids going into the back of here, I wanted to make sure I had the water and the latex both going. There we go. Now that I have that, I have one more item conduit. What I'm going to do is just place that right there and then go get a chest so all of my tiny dry rubber can go in there. Where are my chests? Oh yeah, so all of this over here, I just moved this because I was going to start working on the train station before deciding, yeah, I don't like this train station. So I'm going to redo this from the ground up. And I know that I haven't even really built anything, but yeah, this layout just isn't going to work for me. So, yeah, we're going to do a different train station. But I'm going to get a chest like I said I was going to. And that chest is going to take all of my tiny dry rubber. Just place it right there. Extract and insert. There we go, tiny dry rubber. So I'm going to let this thing fill up, make a bunch of tiny dry rubber for me before we continue on. But before I make a cut here, I made this little bulletin board just to remind me, are you serious? There we go. So I made a little bulletin board here just to show me or remind me all of the things that I'm going to be building later on. So City Hall is going to be the San Jose City Hall, and Industrial Foregoing, I wanted it to be a biodome, so I looked up biodomes, and yeah, the Montreal biodome is a really cool looking building, and I'm gonna try making it. So that's where all of my Industrial Foregoing stuff is going to be. I also decided that my item storage is going to be in a recreation of the Trellick Tower. And if you know what the Trellick Tower is, just like taking a look at it, it screams item storage. So that's what I'm going to do. And then my train station, I'm going to make the terminal depot at Philadelphia, which was a part of the Reading Railroad system. And what the heck is that? Splash potion? What type of splash potion? Huh. But anyway, yeah, it was a part of the Reading Railroad. And yeah, the Reading Railroad was, yeah, that building still exists. And that's what I'm going to build for the train station. I'm going to actually rip it out from here, and I'm probably going to build it, yeah, I don't know, probably right around here. And I have a lot of laying out to do. Instead, the town hall, which is the going to be a recreation of the San Jose town hall, is going to go right here. But yeah, that's how all of my stuff is going to be laid out. But I'll be back with you once I've amassed enough tiny dry rubber to continue. Alright, there we go. I got 9 stacks of tiny dry rubber. Just going to head over to a crafting table real quick. And with that tiny dry rubber, bam, dry rubber. With the dry rubber, put it in a furnace or anything that can smelt stuff. Oh yeah, by the way, the the Staff of Traveling can let you go through walls if it's thin enough. But just gonna put that. Oh, that's the sag mill furnace. And I'm gonna let this go until I get plastic. So yeah, it's a 1-to-1, isn't it? Yeah, it's a 1-to-1. Cool. So after I have the 64 plastic, I can start making all of the Industrial Foregoing machines. I believe the quest only required 10, so we can complete that real quick. Boom. Alright, now all of the machines have unlocked, as well as the upgrades and add-ons. So the upgrades and add-ons are going to be important to me later on, but for Industrial Foregoing, I really don't... the only one that I really need is the Mob Slaughter Factory, but I can't really make use of the Mob Slaughter Factory right now. The Mob Slaughter Factory will allow me to get pink slime, and pink slime is probably the most important thing that this mod provides to me. Actually, I only need a little bit of pink slime. You know what? We're going to make the Mob Slaughter Factory. Alright, here is my Mob Slaughter Factory, and the recipe was incredibly simple. Just iron axes, iron swords, plastic, gold gear, redstone, and whatever casing you decided. This time I decided to use the simple machine chassis. So, now that I have the Mob Slaughter Factory, I do have to supply this thing with power. And any mob that is in front of it will be killed, and it will produce me meat and pink slime. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to place this here. I'm going to make a fence around this, and I'll just, all of the standard animals that spawn over here. Yeah, I'm just going to pick them up. Alright. Going in there, liquid meat and fluid empty, but it's going to be pink slime. Cool. So over here in my loot chest, where are you? Right here? Moving everything, and now I have no idea where anything is. Here we go, summoning Pendulum. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be picking up these animals, placing them in front of here, and letting them get killed. You see that it got killed almost immediately and made me 80 millibuckets of pink slime, 50 millibuckets of liquid meat. So I'm going to do this with everything. Awesome. So it is killing everything, and it is not making, is not giving me any sort of drops. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't need the drops anyway. But I do need the pink slime. So I'm going to keep doing this, and once I have enough pink slime, you know what? Just pick up all this. Oh, molten aluminum. I don't have him yet. Alright, I have 1 bucket of pink slime, and the first thing I'm going to do with it is I'm going to take it over here to the factory. Whoop. Reason why I'm going to do that is because I'm actually going to insert... Oh, dang it. Always forget how to do this. There we go. I have 1 bucket of pink slime in here, and what I'm going to do is grab one of my... Let's see here. Where's my tool rod? Here we go. I'm going to grab a tool rod cast. I'm going to make a tool rod out of this. Take this out and put it in. Ooh, apparently 1 bucket is not enough. I should be able to make a pink slime tool cast. Yeah, pink slime tool rod. Well, apparently I can't just use this liquid pink slime straight from the machine. What happened to my... Okay, whew. Yeah, apparently I cannot use that straight from the machine, so I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a slimy modifier on my axe. The reason for that being is, yep, right here works. The reason for that being is the slimy modifier on your Tinker's tools will mean that whenever you break a block, there is a chance that a slime will be created. Yeah, whatever, that's fine. Yeah, there's a chance that a slime will be created, and I believe that the slime that's created is actually based on the tool that it is a part of. So if I used blue slime in order to make the slimy modifier, you see that the slimy modifier is in pink right there. So I'm going to just type in slimy. You see the slimy is in green, blue, pink. Oh, there we go. There's a first pink slime. So now that he has spawned, this thing is actually going to go away. But I have 1 piece of pink slime now, and that should be enough in order to make my tool rod. So let's go over here. Material value 0.25 pink slime. So apparently that is not enough. I'm going to need some more pink slime. Well, here I go killing again. Alright, got my last piece of slime, and apparently it is... What the heck is going on? There we go. Pink slime tool rod. Now, I said I was going to apply this to the axe, but I don't know if that's such a good idea. So I am going to apply it to my pickaxe, and I can replace it with a manual tool rod any other time. But now that I have this, I'm going to go into the nether. Home, fortress. And when I get to the nether, I'm going to just break the heck out of some... oh, if I have silk touch, is that going to affect it? Huh. Well, we'll see. There we go. Look at that. Alright, so got some pink slime out of it. 2 of the pink slime spawned, so silk touch does not affect it. That is good to know. I'm going to keep at this for a while until I have a very healthy supply of pink slime. And then we're going to move on. Alright, I just made it back home after mining quite a bit. In retrospect, going to the nether to do this was not a good idea. I lost a lot of pink slime to lava flows that are embedded in the netherrack. So, yeah, that's a thing. But I have 21 pieces of pink slime. And the reason why the pink slime is most important to me right now is because it's going to let me make something called a stonework factory. Here we go, the stonework factory. So with a furnace, pickaxe, a crafting table, and some pink slime, what this is going to do for me is I can make pretty much anything that requires a furnace. And I'm going to use them all to make gravel, sand, dust. And I believe there's actually... yeah, there's the compressed stuff in here. But yeah, the gravel, stone, and dust instead of using what I have been using. Let's go down to the basement. So this janky setup, this Rube Goldberg machine, and don't get me wrong, I love it. It's beautiful. But I'm going to replace them all with stonework factories because the stonework factories will make me all of the dust, sand, and gravel that I need without the use of lag. So yeah, with this placing the block all the time and breaking the block, there's quite a bit of lag that gets generated because it's a lighting update and it's a block update that keeps happening many times a tick. So with having all of these going at the same time, this area it becomes almost unbearable, especially with the amount of chisels and bits that are in the area. Yeah, it's not very good. So I'm going to put together some stonework factories, place them down, and that way I can still have everything going. I can still have everything sieving, and I don't have to worry about this area becoming unbearable. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, with these 3 pickaxes, we are ready to make the stonework factory. Here we go. 1 stonework factory, 2 stonework factory, and the last one. 3 stonework factory. Later on, I am going to make more of these, but for right now, I'm only worried about the gravel, sand, and dust. Finally, more mobs spawning. I'm trying to amass a decent amount of liquid meat because if I have liquid meat, I don't have to eat anymore. So, yeah, I'm waiting for that. In any case, material stonework factory, I'm going to place this down real quick. You see that it has a whole bunch of things that can go inside it. So stopped. Furnace. This thing will generate cobblestone for you if it's supplied power. So, yeah, that's what the purpose of looking for these are. It'll actually tell you what mode it has to be in order to get you the stuff. So if I just have the first one as a... bam, here we go. And supply it with some power. Oh, I should probably sleep. There we go. Alright, now this thing is working. You see that it is making me gravel. So all I have to do is just put a storage drawer or something. And yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. It's going quick. It's going quick too. So I'm going to place down these other stonework factories and find a different power solution because unfortunately I don't have a way to get solar power into the factory. I'm still working on that. So, yeah, these things are going to be outside for now. But hopefully not for long. When I construct the biodome, that's where that's where the permanent location is going to be. The biodome is going to have glass roofs in it. So it's going to be I can incorporate solar panels into the biodome easy enough. So I want this to be, there we go. Get rid of you. Awesome. It's making me sand, and this one, same thing. Come on. There we go. Grind mode. So now this thing is going to start making me dust and bricks. There we go. All right. And with that, I know it's, once again, a rather short episode, but that's all I wanted to do in Industrial Foregoing. These stonework factories are going to help me a lot limit the lag in my almost entirely chisels and bits factory. So, yeah. But I am Kelly Engineering. In the next episode, I'm not going to be going through any of the mods. I'm actually going to be going through the factory, and I'm going to set up everything needed for ore processing. Everything that's coming into my void ore miners is going to be hooked up to an ender chest, and it's going to go right into the factory. It's going to hit every single one of those smelteries I have on the left side, and yeah, it's going to import it into chests. So yeah, I am Kelly Engineering. I hope that you did enjoy this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.